Are restless spirits real? Explore 20 haunted locations worldwide, from a cursed fort in India to a ghostly lady in a French castle. But what lurks within the shadows? Number 1. The Stanley Hotel, Estes Park, Colorado. Perched majestically in the Colorado Rockies, the Stanley Hotel beckons visitors with its stunning views and grandeur. However, behind its elegant facade lies a history steeped in the supernatural. It's no wonder that famed horror author Stephen King found inspiration within its walls, crafting his chilling tale The Shining after a stay here in 1974. The hotel's original owner, F.O. Stanley, is rumored to still roam its corridors, his presence felt by guests who swear they've seen flickering lights and heard unexplained whispers in the dead of night. For those who dare to spend a night, the experiences range from eerie to downright terrifying. Some claim to have felt an unseen presence watching them from dark corners, while others report furniture moving on its own accord. The Stanley Hotel doesn't just offer a luxurious getaway, it offers a portal into a world where the veil between the living and the dead seems particularly thin. Amidst the charm of Estes Park, Colorado, this hotel stands as a testament to the enduring power of the supernatural. Whether you're a skeptic or a believer, spending a night at the Stanley Hotel might just make you rethink what lurks in the shadows. Number 2. Eastern State Penitentiary, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Nestled in the heart of Philadelphia, the Eastern State Penitentiary stands as a stark reminder of a dark chapter in America's history. Once home to notorious criminals like Al Capone, this imposing structure now serves as a museum, drawing visitors from around the world. Yet, beneath its crumbling walls lie tales of despair and tragedy, with the ghost of a murdered guard said to still patrol the cell blocks. Walking through the decaying halls, one can almost feel the weight of the prison's grim past. Visitors have reported strange sensations, from sudden drops in temperature to the feeling of being touched by icy fingers. It's not uncommon to hear whispers echoing in the empty corridors, as if the voices of past inmates linger on. As the sun sets over Philadelphia, the Eastern State Penitentiary takes on a haunting aura. For those brave enough to explore its shadowy depths, the stories of its spectral inhabitants become all too real. Number 3. The Myrtles Plantation, St. Francisville, Louisiana. Tucked away in the lush greenery of Louisiana, the Myrtles Plantation exudes southern charm. Yet beneath its picturesque facade lies a history steeped in tragedy and ghostly encounters. Built on what is rumored to be an ancient Tunica Indian burial ground, this plantation is said to be one of the most haunted places in the South. Among its spectral residents is Chloe, a former slave whose spirit is said to roam the grounds. Chloe's story is one of love, betrayal, and revenge. Legend has it that she was a house slave who caught the eye of the plantation owner. When their affair turned sour, Chloe resorted to a drastic measure, poisoning the owner's wife and children. Her actions led to her own demise, as she was hanged and thrown into the nearby river. Yet, her spirit never found rest, and guests have reported seeing a ghostly figure in a green dress wandering the plantation. As night falls over the Myrtles Plantation, the air becomes thick with the weight of its history. The creaking of floorboards and distant whispers serve as a chilling reminder of the dark secrets that lie within its walls. Whether you're a believer in the paranormal or a skeptic, a visit to the Myrtles is sure to leave a lasting impression. Number 4. Borgvattnet Vicarage, Sweden. Deep in the Swedish countryside, the Borgvattnet Vicarage stands as a testament to a haunting that has endured for decades. Dating back to the 1920s, this vicarage has been plagued by poltergeist activity that defies explanation. From objects mysteriously moving on their own to disembodied voices echoing through empty rooms, the vicarage holds a reputation as one of Sweden's most haunted locations. The origins of this haunting are shrouded in mystery, but local legends tell a tale of heartbreak and tragedy. It is said that a maid, unmarried and pregnant, took her own life within the vicarage's walls after being shunned by the community. Her restless spirit is believed to be behind the strange occurrences that have plagued residents and visitors alike. Even today, those who venture to the Borgvattnet Vicarage do so with a mixture of trepidation and fascination. The vicarage's eerie atmosphere is palpable, with each creaking floorboard and flickering light adding to the sense of unease. Whether you're a skeptic or a believer, there's no denying the chilling allure of this haunted Swedish vicarage. Number 5. Poveglia Island, Venice, Italy. Amidst the beauty of the Venetian lagoon lies an island with a dark and tragic history. Poveglia Island, once a quarantine station during the bubonic plague, later became a mental asylum where unspeakable horrors unfolded. The spirits of the tormented souls who suffered within its decaying walls are said to still linger, creating an atmosphere of palpable dread. Among the island's most infamous legends is that of a deranged doctor who conducted grotesque experiments on his patients. Driven mad by his own twisted desires, he met a grisly end at the hands of the very souls he tormented. Visitors to Poveglia Island report feeling an overwhelming sense of despair and terror, as if the very air is suffused with the anguish of the past. Today, Poveglia Island stands abandoned, a crumbling reminder of its dark past. Those who dare to set foot on its shores do so at their own peril, for the spirits that dwell here are said to be vengeful and unforgiving. As the mist rolls in from the lagoon, the island's haunted reputation feels all too real, a chilling reminder of the depths of human suffering. Number 6. The Queen Mary, Long Beach, California. Once a majestic ocean liner, the Queen Mary now rests in the harbor of Long Beach, California, its elegant exterior belying the ghostly tales that haunt its decks. From the spirits of crew members who met untimely ends to the apparitions of passengers who never reached their destinations, the ship is said to be teeming with supernatural activity. Among the most famous specters is the Woman in White, believed to be the spirit of a woman who met a tragic end on board. Her ghostly figure has been sighted by numerous guests, often accompanied by inexplicable cold spots and the sound of disembodied footsteps. Visitors to the Queen Mary often find themselves drawn into a world where the past and present collide, and the line between the living and the dead blurs. Spending a night aboard the Queen Mary is not for the faint of heart. The ship's history is palpable, from the opulent ballrooms to the cramped crew quarters. As the sun sets over the Pacific, the shadows seem to lengthen and the echoes of the past grow louder. Whether you're a skeptic or a believer, a visit to the Queen Mary is sure to leave you questioning the nature of reality. Number 7. Chateau de Brissac, Quince, France. Nestled in the picturesque Loire Valley, Chateau de Brissac is a stunning example of French Renaissance architecture. Yet, behind its elegant facade lies a tragic tale of love, betrayal, and murder. The castle is said to be haunted by the Green Lady, whose ghostly figure has been sighted roaming the halls in the dead of night. The story of the Green Lady is one of heartbreak and revenge. Legend has it that she was the wife of the castle's owner, who discovered her husband's affair with a servant girl. Consumed by jealousy and rage, she confronted them in a fit of fury, resulting in a violent altercation that ended in her untimely death. Since that fateful night, her spirit has been unable to find peace, condemned to wander the castle for eternity. Visitors to Chateau de Brissac often report chilling encounters with the Green Lady. Some claim to have seen her ghostly form gliding through the corridors, her emerald gown trailing behind her. Others speak of feeling an icy presence and hearing the sound of mournful wailing echoing through the empty rooms. As night falls over the castle, the air becomes heavy with the weight of its tragic history, leaving an indelible impression on all who dare to enter. Number 8. Monte Cristo Homestead, New South Wales, Australia. In the rolling hills of New South Wales, Australia, Monte Cristo Homestead stands as a testament to a dark and troubled past. Built in 1885, this imposing mansion is considered one of the most haunted houses in Australia, with a history steeped in tragedy and death. From the mysterious deaths of its former residents to the tales of ghostly apparitions, the homestead has earned a chilling reputation. Among its most famous ghosts is that of Mrs. Crawley, the former owner who is said to still roam the halls. Legend has it that she kept her mentally ill son locked away for decades, his anguished cries echoing through the homestead's empty corridors. Visitors to Monte Cristo Homestead report a sense of unease and dread, as if the very walls are whispering secrets of the past. As night falls over the homestead, the atmosphere becomes suffused with an eerie energy. Shadows seem to dance in the flickering candlelight, and the air grows cold. For those who dare to spend a night within its walls, the Monte Cristo Homestead offers a haunting experience unlike any other. Whether you're a skeptic or a believer, the homestead's ghostly inhabitants are sure to leave a lasting impression. Number 9. Edinburgh Castle, Edinburgh, Scotland. Towering high above the historic city of Edinburgh, Scotland, Edinburgh Castle is a fortress steeped in centuries of history and legend. From its medieval origins to its role in Scotland's tumultuous past, the castle is a treasure trove of stories. Yet, amidst its grandeur lies a darker side. The castle is said to be haunted by countless spirits, their restless souls unable to find peace. Among the most famous of these ghosts is the headless drummer boy, whose spectral figure has been sighted by visitors and staff alike. Legend has it that he was a young soldier unjustly accused of a crime he did not commit, leading to his execution. Since that fateful day, his ghost has been condemned to wander the castle, his drumming echoing through the stone halls in the dead of night. As visitors explore the ancient corridors and chambers of Edinburgh Castle, they often report chilling encounters with the supernatural. From inexplicable cold spots to the sound of phantom footsteps, the castle's ghostly inhabitants make their presence known. Whether you're a history buff or a thrill seeker, a visit to Edinburgh Castle is sure to leave you with a newfound respect for the spirits that dwell within its ancient walls. Number 10. Bhangarh Fort, Rajasthan, India. Deep in the heart of Rajasthan, India, lies the abandoned ruins of Bhangarh Fort, a place shrouded in mystery and legend. Built in the 17th century, this once grand fort now stands as a haunting reminder of a tragic love story and a curse that lingers to this day. Legend has it that the fort was cursed by a magician who fell in love with a beautiful princess. The princess, unaware of the magician's dark intentions, spurned his advances, leading to his fury. In a fit of rage and despair, the magician cast a curse upon the fort, dooming all who lived within its walls. Since that day, Bhangarh Fort has been abandoned, its crumbling ruins a stark reminder of the curse that lingers. Today, visitors to Bhangarh Fort are greeted by a sense of unease and foreboding. The once grand structures now stand silent and empty, the only sound the whisper of the wind through the ancient stones. The locals believe that anyone who enters the fort after sunset will never return, their spirits joining the restless souls that haunt its desolate halls. Number 11. Leap Castle, County Offaly, Ireland. Deep in the heart of County Offaly, Ireland, Leap Castle stands as a foreboding reminder of a brutal past. Known as one of Ireland's most haunted castles, its history is steeped in bloodshed and tragedy. Among its most infamous rooms is the Bloody Chapel, where a gruesome brotherly feud resulted in a stabbing during Mass. The tale goes that two brothers, vying for control of the castle, engaged in a deadly struggle within the chapel. One brother, desperate to gain the upper hand, plunged a dagger into the other during a service, staining the chapel's stone floor with blood. Since that fateful day, the chapel has earned its chilling name and is said to be haunted by the spirits of those who met violent ends within its walls. Visitors to Leap Castle often report chilling encounters with the supernatural. From the sound of phantom footsteps echoing through the empty halls to the feeling of being watched by unseen eyes, the castle's ghostly inhabitants make their presence known. As night falls over County Offaly, the air becomes thick with the weight of Leap Castle's dark history, leaving an indelible impression on all who dare to venture within its walls. Number 12. Aokigahara Forest, Japan. Nestled at the base of Mount Fuji in Japan lies Aokigahara Forest, a place of stunning natural beauty and chilling legend. Known as the Suicide Forest, it has a tragic reputation as a site of numerous suicides throughout history. The forest's dense foliage and eerie silence create an atmosphere of profound sadness and unease. Legend has it that the spirits of those who took their lives in the forest linger on, their restless souls unable to find peace. Visitors report feeling an overwhelming sense of despair and hopelessness as they navigate the forest's winding paths. Some claim to hear disembodied voices calling out to them, while others speak of encounters with ghostly apparitions among the trees. Despite its haunting reputation, Aokigahara Forest remains a popular destination for tourists and hikers. Yet for those who venture off the beaten path, the forest's dark history becomes all too real. As the mist rolls in from the mountains and the sun sets over the forest, the line between the living and the dead blurs, leaving visitors with a profound sense of the forest's tragic legacy. Number 13. The Whaley House, San Diego, California. In the heart of historic San Diego stands the Whaley House, a charming Victorian-era home with a dark and troubled past. Built on the site of a former gallows, the house is said to be haunted by the ghost of Yankee Jim, a notorious thief and gambler who was hanged on the property in 1852. Visitors to the Whaley House report a range of eerie experiences, from sudden drops in temperature to unexplained footsteps echoing through the empty rooms. Some claim to have seen the ghostly figure of Yankee Jim himself, his spectral form lingering in the shadows. Others speak of feeling an overwhelming sense of dread and unease as they explore the house's haunted halls. As night falls over San Diego, the Whaley House takes on a chilling aura. The creaking of floorboards and the flickering of candlelight create an atmosphere of palpable tension. Whether you're a skeptic or a believer, spending a night in the Whaley House is sure to leave you questioning the nature of the supernatural. Number 14. Ancient Ram Inn, Gloucestershire, England. Tucked away in the quaint English village of Wotton-under-Edge lies the ancient Ram Inn, a 12th century inn with a dark and haunted history. Built on a pagan burial ground, the inn is said to be teeming with paranormal activity. From the feeling of being touched by unseen hands to the sound of disembodied whispers in the dead of night, the ancient Ram Inn is a place of profound unease. The inn's most famous ghost is that of a young girl named Rosie, who is said to have been murdered within its walls. Her restless spirit is believed to roam the inn, her presence felt by those who dare to spend a night. Visitors report a range of chilling experiences, from objects moving on their own to the feeling of being watched by unseen eyes. Despite its haunted reputation, the ancient Ram Inn continues to draw visitors from around the world. For those who dare to spend a night within its walls, the inn offers an experience unlike any other. As the shadows lengthen and the wind howls through the ancient timbers, the line between the living and the dead blurs, leaving guests with a sense of profound unease. Number 15. Chateau de Brissac, 80 Loire, France. Nestled amidst the rolling vineyards of the Loire Valley, Chateau de Brissac is a picture-perfect castle with a dark and troubled past. Built in the 11th century, the castle is said to be haunted by the ghost of a young girl who fell to her death from one of its towers. Legend has it that the young girl was the daughter of the castle's lord, who fell in love with one of the servants. When their affair was discovered, tragedy struck, and the young girl plunged to her death from the tower. Since that fateful day, her spirit has been unable to find peace, condemned to wander the castle's halls in search of her lost love. Visitors to Chateau de Brissac often report a sense of unease and foreboding as they explore its ancient corridors and chambers. Some claim to have seen the ghostly figure of the young girl, her spectral form gliding through the castle's halls. Others speak of feeling an overwhelming sense of sadness and despair, as if the very stones of the castle are infused with the tragedy of the past. Number 16. Savannah, Georgia Colonial Park Cemetery. Nestled amidst the historic streets of Savannah, Georgia, Colonial Park Cemetery is a place of beauty and history. Dating back to the 18th century, the cemetery is the final resting place of many of the city's early settlers. Yet, beneath its serene facade lies a darker side. Colonial Park Cemetery is said to be haunted by restless spirits, their presence felt by those who wander its weathered tombstones. Among the most famous ghosts is that of a duelist, whose spectral figure has been sighted by visitors in the early hours of the morning. Legend has it that he was a young man who met his end in a duel over a lover's quarrel, his spirit condemned to reenact the tragic event for eternity. Others claim to have heard the sound of spectral duels echoing through the cemetery at night, the clash of swords and the cries of the combatants chilling the air. As visitors explore the historic cemetery, they often report a sense of being watched by unseen eyes. Some claim to have captured ghostly figures in their photographs, their forms hovering among the ancient tombstones. Whether you're a skeptic or a believer, a visit to Colonial Park Cemetery is sure to leave you with a newfound respect for the spirits that dwell within its hallowed grounds. Number 17. Waverly Hills Sanatorium, Louisville, Kentucky. Perched on a hill overlooking Louisville, Kentucky, Waverly Hills Sanatorium is a place of profound sadness and despair. Once a tuberculosis hospital with a high mortality rate, the sanatorium is now known as one of the most haunted places in America. From ghostly apparitions to unexplained sounds echoing through its empty halls, Waverly Hills Sanatorium is a place where the line between the living and the dead blurs. Among its most famous ghosts is that of a nurse named Mary Lee, who is said to have fallen to her death from the sanatorium's rooftop. Her spirit is said to linger within its walls, her presence felt by those who explore its decaying corridors. Visitors to Waverly Hills often report chilling encounters with the supernatural, from disembodied voices to phantom footsteps echoing through the empty rooms. As night falls over Waverly Hills Sanatorium, the air becomes thick with the weight of its tragic history. Shadows seem to dance in the flickering candlelight, and the sound of coughing echoes through the empty halls. Whether you're a skeptic or a believer, a visit to Waverly Hills is sure to leave you with a sense of profound unease. Number 18. Akershus Fortress, Oslo, Norway. Towering above the city of Oslo, Norway, Akershus Fortress is a medieval stronghold with a dark and troubled history. Built in the 13th century, the fortress has witnessed centuries of bloodshed and intrigue, from executions to imprisonments. Among its many legends is that of a woman accused of witchcraft, whose spirit is said to haunt its ancient walls. A legend has it that the woman was falsely accused by her neighbors, who sought to rid themselves of her perceived threat. In a cruel twist of fate, she was executed within the fortress walls, her spirit unable to find peace. Since that fateful day, her ghost has been sighted by visitors, her spectral form gliding through the fortress in search of justice. Visitors to Akershus Fortress often report an overwhelming sense of unease and foreboding as they explore its ancient chambers and passageways. Some claim to have seen the ghostly figure of the accused woman, her ethereal form appearing and disappearing in the flickering torchlight. Others speak of feeling an icy presence and hearing the sound of mournful wailing echoing through the empty halls. Number 19. Lizzie Borden House, Fall River, Massachusetts. In the quiet town of Fall River, Massachusetts, stands the Lizzie Borden House, a place steeped in mystery and legend. Built in 1845, the house is infamous for the brutal murders of Andrew and Abby Borden in 1892, allegedly at the hands of their daughter Lizzie. Today, the house operates as a bed and breakfast, offering guests a chance to experience its haunted history firsthand. The murders of Andrew and Abby Borden shocked the nation, and to this day, the house is said to be haunted by their restless spirits. Guests have reported a range of chilling experiences, from unexplained footsteps to the sound of whispered voices in the dead of night. Some claim to have seen ghostly figures moving through the house, their ethereal forms fading in and out of sight. As night falls over the Lizzie Borden house, the atmosphere becomes charged with an eerie energy. Shadows seem to dance in the flickering candlelight, and the air grows cold. Whether you're a skeptic or a believer, spending a night in the house is sure to leave you questioning the nature of the supernatural. And finally, number 20. Pitti Palace, Florence, Italy. In the heart of Florence, Italy, lies Pitti Palace, a grand Renaissance palace with a dark and tragic history. Built in the 15th century, the palace is said to be haunted by the ghost of Bianca Capello, a noblewoman whose life ended in mystery and suspicion. Legend has it that Bianca was the lover of the Grand Duke of Tuscany, Francesco I de' Medici, whose wife died under suspicious circumstances. When Bianca and Francesco married, rumors of poisoning and foul play swirled around the court. Tragically, both Bianca and Francesco died under mysterious circumstances, their deaths shrouded in scandal. Since that fateful time, Bianca's restless spirit has been unable to find peace, her ghost said to wander the halls of Pitti Palace in search of justice. Visitors to Pitti Palace often report a sense of being watched by unseen eyes as they explore its opulent rooms and grand halls. Some claim to have seen the ghostly figure of Bianca Capello, her ethereal form appearing and disappearing in the flickering candlelight. Others speak of feeling an overwhelming sense of sadness and despair, as if the very stones of the palace are infused with the tragedy of the past. And that's a wrap. If you enjoyed this video, then click the video on the screen right now because it is even better. And as always, thanks for watching.